The Battle of Antietam.
Confederate leaders: General Robert E. Lee, Stonewall Jackson, A.P. Hill, Longstreet, Hood, and Stewart. Union leaders: General George McClellan, Joseph Hooker, Mansfield, Porter, Sumner, and Burnside.
The Battle of Antietam remains the bloodiest day in American history, with over 23,000 casualties. It is also the first battle of the Civil War to take place on Union soil.
The Confederate forces are confident after winning several battles under General Lee. Lee takes his army to Maryland to try to get into position to take D.C. Lee knows that the only way for the Confederate forces to win the war is to take the capital or gain the support of Britain.
Confederate General Robert E. Lee seeks to maintain his hard-earned initiative of bringing the war to Union soil. This journey is the first time that Lee has set foot on Union soil. Lee's march into Maryland is a gamble. He hopes to give the Union a crushing defeat at their own doorstep. But Lee's fortunes take a turn for the worse, as he must divide his army to deal with the Union forces at Harper's Ferry. Unfortunately for Lee, McClellan is able to get to the battle with surprising speed. McClellan, now with newfound courage over intercepted battle plans, attacks Lee's forces at the gaps of South Mountain. This is won by McClellan, but Lee gains time to set up his forces at the battleground of his choice.
The battle begins at Antietam Creek. Lee sets up a line of troops, but is bluffing in order to buy time, while he waits for Stonewall Jackson to come and reinforce him after his victory at Harper's Ferry. McClellan pauses for 2 days in order to see what Lee is up to. McClellan believes that Lee outnumbers him, when Lee really only has 40,000 troops, while McClellan has 65,000 troops. This is a big bluff from Lee, because there's only one escape route, and Lee would surely lose. McClellan eventually decides to attack, first on the right flank, then on the left flank, and he finishes things off in the center. The next morning, Joe Hooker's men attack Dunkirk Church. Stonewall's troops fight back, but Hooker's men unleash a barrage of artillery. This is one of the fiercest battles of the Civil War. Hooker then attacks through the cornfields, but Hood and his divisions fight violently and push back Hooker's men. Then Mansfield and his 12 divisions get lit up by artillery, but one division makes it to Dunkirk Church. Unfortunately, Mansfield has been wounded, and his men do not know what to do in his absence.
Coming into the attack, Sumner's men are very inexperienced, while Hill's men were veterans. Because of this, Hill's men are able to inflict 1,700 casualties. Both sides then receive reinforcements. Then, a misspoken command results in Hill's men retreating, which leaves Lee's center very close to being overrun. General James Longstreet moves in, but is pushed back out by Hill. General Richardson is fatally wounded, which causes the Union to once again stop its forward progress into Lee's ranks. McClellan misses an opportunity to break through Lee's middle by sending new troops to his broken right instead of going on the offensive. By the end of the attack, 5,600 men are dead or wounded. At this point in the battle, the total number of casualties is 17,800. The Battle of Burnside's Bridge. Lee's right is necessary for his escape and is also in the most danger of being lost. Burnside plans to attack Lee's right as a diversion, but has to wait for 2 hours for the orders, giving Lee time to get his troops in place. Burnside crosses the Antietam Creek in two places and is able to push back Lee even further after wearing a bridge on Antietam Creek. This leaves Lee in a position of being close to getting defeated.
The final battle. Lee is low on troops and his Union forces have blocked off Lee's escape route. But again he is saved by circumstance. It takes Rodman's men 2 hours to cross Burnside's bridge, so Rodman sends a 1-mile attack. But Confederate General A.P. Hill shows up and saves Lee's troops, allowing for Lee's escape. After the battle, Lincoln claims a Union victory, even though it was deemed a military draw. Lincoln then issued the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863. As the nation neared its 3rd year of savage warfare. The proclamation declared that all persons held as slaves within the rebellious states are and henceforth shall be free. The Emancipation Proclamation was limited in many ways. It applied only to states that had seceded from the Union, leaving slavery untouched in the loyal border states. It also exempted parts of the Confederacy that had already come under Northern control. Most important, the freedom it promised depended upon Union victory.